YouTube, it's Legend. Time for another update on the stocks that I'm in, and I just wanted to let you know there was some moves today. There were some interesting moves, and I'll tell you why I'm kind of excited about it. So let's just start it off with Netflix, NFLX. It's still trading sideways, so there's really no change. You know, my stop is still set at the 747.43, so no change there. All right, next on the list is ABBV. First thing you'll notice, of course, there is a big green candle, which that was a huge move on ABBV. I wish I was still in it to be able to capture that. That would have been a very nice win, but sometimes it doesn't work out for us. As I stated in my last video, that if it was green in the morning after earnings, I would go ahead and set my stop at the 188.76. And I did so. The stock in the morning was around about 194, 195, something in that range. And so I went ahead and set my stop at the 188.76 that I had mentioned. And it did come down as low as 188.55. Can you believe it? It came down, picked me off, and then took off. And that's just how the game was played. I'm still in profit, still made a little bit, and we'll get to a spreadsheet and we'll show how much I did make off of it. But as you can see, it's nothing of what I could have made had it not dipped down low enough to kick me out. But again, that's just how the game's played. I play it safe. I'd much rather protect myself on the downside. Next on the list, NOW. NOW, we did rise up a little bit, even though it is a red candle. Our previous stop was right there at that orange line. So I'm going to be raising that stop, and I'm going to raise it to the new MA5 right here at 942.64. We are trading sideways here, but I don't want to lose that game. So I'm going to go ahead and move that stop there. It might be losing a little steam and it may come down, or it could take back off. Either way is fine with me. It'll kick me out in profit. So I've got a stop set at 942.64. Next, LLY. Now LLY, we were setting right here with and we were talking yesterday with earnings coming today. If the stock was above the MA5, we would set our stop, and if not, then I would not set a stop. I would wait to see what happens. So it came out, they missed earnings, so the stock did drop, and it dropped quite a bit, and that's okay. So what I'm doing here is, as you can see, this big candle, it fell all the way down to 769 is the low for the day. I got another share. I did buy another share because it is below the RSI2. So I bought another share and I got in at $800 even. So that's going to bring my average down, and we'll see that on my spreadsheet. But as you can see, it's already trying to come back up. We closed the day at 846.83. That's a pretty good move from a big drop of 769 from it was 903.58 yesterday, and it dropped to 769 and then ended up the day at 846. So there's a lot of movement on this one, so I'm hoping to capture some of that big movement there. A lot of volatility. Next, AFL. AFL, as you can see, we're still trading a little sideways. It is trying to ease its way up. It's crossing that MA5 just ever so slightly, but it is not above it. So we will just set on this one. So it's just a hold tight. PGR, same as the other one. It's just sitting there, starting to turn around a little bit maybe, but is still below the MA5. So we're just sitting on this one. It did not go down below the RSI2, so I did not purchase, but so we're just holding tight on this one. So I've got a few new ones that I did get into early this morning. That is IBM. I got into IBM and purchased 6 shares at an average of 207.07. And as you can see, it did end up dropping all the way to 204.90. And that's okay. If it's down tomorrow, I'll be able to dollar cost average in on that one as well. This one here, let's look at the 1 year and the 5 year, since this is a new one, just to show where and why I got into it. So there's the 1 year. As you can see, it's staying above that 200, and the 5 year. And the 5 year is pretty much staying above the 200 as well. So that is IBM. I am in it at 207.07. The next new one I got into is KO. KO, I got in at 65.65 and I purchased 8 shares. Now that's an average cost for me of $65.65 of 8 shares. It is still below the MA5, so we're not setting a stop, and it is now above the RSI2, so it's not a purchase now. So it's a set and wait, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. SPGI, I also got into that one. SPGI, I got in at 486.50, and I purchased 2 shares of that one, and it is still below the MA5. It did drop, as you can see, the RSI2 is at 0.73, so it's oversold. So we purchased that one, and we will see what tomorrow brings for that one as well. So that's the 3 new ones that I got into, was IBM, KO, and SPGI. So now let's go over to the spreadsheet and see where we're at. Okay, so we are looking at our spreadsheet right now. Netflix, as we said, we still have our stop set at 747.43. No change on that one. ABBV, that's where we got stopped out at 188.76 is the stop that we had set. It did end up paying me at 188.90, so that earned me $5.10. And as you can see, the current price is being 201.50. So, you know, I can shed a little tear, but that's okay. We'll move on and win the next one. So NOW, the previous stop price was $935.61. The new stop price that we just moved it to is $942.64. LLY, no change there. AFL, no change. PGR, no change. So the new ones that we got into was the IBM, 6 shares at 207.07 is my average. We have KO, 8 shares at 65.65 average, and SPGI, 2 shares at 486.50. So if I come over here, you'll also see this is where I'm actually entering each individual purchase that I make, and then it calculates and takes the average of the individual purchases that I'm making. And it puts those averages and totals here in these columns. So a couple things that happened today, of course, ABBV, it came down, kicked me out right before it took off to the moon, but that's okay. We like to protect ourselves on the downside just in case. Sometimes you win big, sometimes you win small, and sometimes you lose. So I'll take the small win versus the loss. The other big move today was LLY, where the stock did drop due to earnings. So we are dollar cost averaging in on that one and bringing our calculated average down as we go. Hopefully that candle can turn around and the stock can come up and we can get kicked out in profit. So we'll see how that one plays out. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for today. I appreciate everybody for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. Until next time, Legend out.